Sup, people? It's your boy Slut. In this video, I'm going to talk about sex tapes and porn stars real quick. Um, our society in America does not respect anybody who does porn because having sex for money is not a talent. Doesn't matter how much money you make, or how popular you're known. Having sex on camera for money is not respectable. It's like the least form of talent, as you may call it. And no one in America respects porn stars. Like, even people do sex tapes, right? But here's the difference between people who do porn and people who make sex tapes. People who do porn are getting paid for it, while people who do sex tapes aren't getting paid for it. Like, for example, most sex tapes between a man and a woman is usually normal or usually not that bad because neither party is getting paid for it. You know what I mean? The guy is not paying the girl and the girl's not paying the guy. So when they do a sex tape, it's not really that big of a deal. It's like a whatever kind of deal. You know what I mean? But when it comes to like porn, you're giving everyone sees your nudity, everyone sees you're getting paid for it, so it's more like a degrading thing. And don't get me wrong, some feminists say porn is good, and to me that's whatever. I really don't care. But when you do a sex tape and it gets online, most people don't really care. Let me tell you why. Many people don't care if you make a sex tape because, one, if you go online, there are millions of sex tapes online, millions. So if you see one, even if it's somebody you know, it won't really stay on your mind like that. It's just like a whatever kind of deal. Oh, whatever. You know what I mean? So that's the way it goes. Like, Kim Kardashian made a sex tape with Ray J. And when that tape was made, nobody knew Kim Kardashian. People knew who Ray J was because that was the peak of his career at that time. But no one knew who Kim Kardashian was. So when Kim Kardashian did the sex tapes, they sold it to whoever, some porn company or some distribution company. She got fame off that shit. That's when she did the reality show by saying, "Oh, I want to talk about why I do sex tape. I want people to see a different side of me." Then season 1 of the Kardashian reality show was about the sex tape, how the family reacted to it, and all that, and how that shit got started in the first place. So she made money off it, right? But I remember, like, Paris Hilton did a sex tape. No one even cared. Like, no one cared at all. It was like a whatever. People even forgot about it. Like, when people think of Paris Hilton today, no one even remembers the sex tape at all. You see what I mean? So there is no big deal if you make a sex tape these days. There's no big deal at all. But people need to understand that. And America is a very unforgiving society. We do pornography because this porn star, what's her name, Brie Olsen, cried about it. She was actually crying that she tries to transition into the professional world of acting, you know, the celebrity, you know, and shit. But in long story short, she said that people don't respect her. They look down on her for doing porn. And she was in a bind because she didn't know what to do. She tried to transition out of pornography, but she said, no, that people won't forgive you, or not forgive you, people won't overlook what you've done. So you really can't transition from porn into mainstream. I mean, some people have, don't get me wrong. Like, very few people have done it. And I think the only time people may only overlook your porn past is if and only if you do softcore. I think softcore porn is not that bad because softcore porn doesn't really show much nudity compared to hardcore. Hardcore shows everything. So when you do softcore porn, softcore porn is more about like, it's more of an emotional connection, but it doesn't show the man's genitals, or you know what I mean. So it's not that graphic. So softcore, so that's why a lot of these sex scenes you see in movies, those are softcore. They don't really show everything. It's high as they show the breast and the ass, but everything else, no. And they show it in a way that it is a emotional connection. But when you see this hardcore shit, it's all over the place. So that shows you that in America today, America is a very unforgiving society. It's very unforgiving when you do pornography. Like, I watched in the news today, and yesterday, well, pretty much yesterday, this girl, Mia Khalifa, I don't know her fucking name, but some porn star named Mia Khalifa. There we go. She was doing a sports segment about Ronda Rousey, about joining the WWE, and she said that Ronda Rousey going to WWE is where careers go to die. That's where her career is going to die. And a lot of people took offense to that. And what people were saying about her was, see, people weren't talking about her comments exactly. They were actually attacking her past. Because this chick did porn for about 3 months. Only 3 months of pornography she did. Only 3 months of porn. And that stigma is still there with her. People are talking about, she's a porn star. What does she know? Like, people are just crediting her for doing pornography. So that shows you porn stars don't get no respect. People should be attacking her points and say, hey, you saying this is not true, or you saying this is not accurate. No, they were attacking her for calling her a porn star. They're attacking her porn past. So this shows you that living in America today, doing pornography is not a good thing. You can make money from pornography, but you'll never get respect. Never. That's why there's so many porn stars today who end up depressed, or they end up on drugs because nobody respects them. Like, people will not let their past go. That's why many of these people, these porn stars end up having all these problems because they did it for a short time, and yet America would not overlook it. So, all you ladies out there think about joining or doing that shit, you better think twice. Anyhow, let me know what you think. Peace.